there has been a little more traction, especially after the Snyder Cut hype and the
Mm.
Snyder Cut announcements, for a David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So, as most people may know, Suicide Squad went through a lot of production bullshit. There was studio interference, there was uh, studio interference, and there I think
Executive
there was some studio.
interference.
I think there was some studio interference also.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, basically it went through a lot of bullshit and went through a lot of reshoots, a lot of recuts. There was like different trailers and trailer houses at a different cut and focus group cuts and too much shit went wrong with the movie, and it shows in the movie if you have seen it. Um, so now, since the Snyder Cut got so now, okay, firstly, I think this is why the Snyder Cut got more traction because uh, the problems that Justice League went through were way more apparent. Like
Hmm.
Snyder Cut, bol raha hu. Zack Snyder directly said कि
First name Snyder, last name Cut.
उसका नाम ही स्नाइडर कट हो गया है अभी.
Directed by Snyder Cut, present
स्नाइडर
you
कट.
Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut presents Justice League the Snyder Cut. Zack Snyder clearly said that I'm leaving the production because his daughter passed away and stuff. And Joss Whedon's rewrites, and now the whole Ray Fisher is his name, no?
Mhm.
He's launched investigations and stuff like that. So the problems with that are more apparent. So fans really knew that there is somewhere a original vision of this movie.
Hmm.
So it gained more traction. Suicide Squad WB has revealed basically nothing. And I'm sure they're not going to also because they know they're at fault here.
Hmm.
Ki, basically nobody knows other than the people who worked on the movie ki what the fuck went wrong. Nobody knows
So
who to
I
blame.
so I've obviously researched this because like I was reading a lot about Snyder Cut, right? So
Yeah,
just a brief this history lesson here. So what happened was when the film was being written, Suicide Squad, right? When David Ayer came aboard and they were going through story ideas and all. Originally, the villains in the Suicide Squad were gonna be the parademons, and
yeah,
Steppenwolf was supposed to appear in this movie. Like Steppenwolf was supposed to be the villain of Suicide Squad. So like that would be a connective tissue into Justice League, right? But then of course, right after BVS came out, there were like obviously a lot of studio scuffle and rewrites across the board, not just with Justice League, but with everything else, right? Because if you remember, when Suicide Squad was coming out, not after it came, was coming out, they announced a lot of projects like Birds of Prey, which came to fruition. They announced a Harley Quinn and Joker project. They announced another, I think, a standalone Joker movie or something like that. Not the Walk and Phoenix
yeah,
one, because they were
yeah,
planning to use Leto in his own movie or something. So there was a lot of plans, but obviously all of that got thrown away uh, because of the rewrites and everything that happened. And Suicide Squad, the movie that David Ayer directed, there it was very similar to the movie we got, not in story, not in tone, obviously, because that got changed very much in the edit. A Joker had a bigger role. He was supposed to appear in the final act, in the final fight. But it is less of a change compared to what the Snyder cut was
yeah. Of
to the
course,
theatrical
I'm
cut.
sure it was. I'm sure.
It is much less. And David Ayer has said that also. Like he said that in the with his tweets that the thing is like he just simply put it that listen, my movie is just a better version of the movie that came out with more focus on characters and a little bit uh, it's more of a director's cut than Snyder cut is. Yeah, in terms of
Yeah,
traditionally what we think of as a director's cut.
yeah. Snyder Cut feels like more of a different movie.
Yeah, it's like a completely different movie. So Suicide Squad, and he has said that also that it was originally much more closer to the that darker tone that we saw in that Comic Con trailer, the original
Hmm.
Comic Con trailer. Remember it?
The Bohemian Rhapsody trailer.
No, no, no. The first one, which had that song. What was it called? The joke was on me. That song.
Oh yeah, don't tell me what to do, wala.
I think so. Like the Comic Con
Yeah.
trailer, the original Comic Con trailer. So that's what the movie was supposed to be. And then in the edit, they gave it to a trailer company, as you said, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, why? Which is why, like, when you watch that movie, there are sequences which feel like I'm watching an ad for another movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the David Ayer
Slipknot's
cut.
entire appearance was, it was a cameo. It wasn't a fucking role.
Has this God, that was so dumb,
It
but I
was an
love it.
Easter egg.
I love that dumb thing. It
Flash
comes.
in that movie had a bigger role than Slipknot.
So,
Oh.
and there was another thing when Snyder Cut was announced.
Hmm.
David Ayer, I think he commented under the post on Twitter, like, "Oh my God" or something like that. And someone, like, he posted that care for a haircut or something, like in a winky face, and HBO Max responded like all in due time or something like that. So they were being cheeky with each other, but I'm pretty sure
Oh
that was not a
yeah, I saw. Yeah, 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 yeah.
it wasn't a
Yeah, that
confirmation or
may have
anything. It
just been
was
like a, yeah,
just a fun
mm,
interaction. So,
just essay.
but just the
Uh,
fact that they did reply, right? And HBO Max, our Twitter account, you should like follow them. It's pretty fun because I like when like social media handles are very self-aware, when they interact with fans in a
yeah,
non-robotic way, not just keep consumer product, but in a more like, oh, we are also hyped as you guys. Oh my God, ye dekho Snyder Cut ka
there
new
is a
photo.
person behind this
Yeah,
account.
exactly. So haircut, I would be interested, but and it would also be relatively cheaper, like much cheaper to produce than
Much
the Snyder
cheaper,
Cut.
much cheaper. So yeah, basically it got more traction because Joel Kinnaman, the guy who plays Rick Flag, uh, is he in the James Gunn one?
Hmm. Yes.
There's too many people to keep track of.
Yeah.
So he voiced his interest in the haircut, and so that has sort of got more traction now. I won't say I'm excited for an haircut, but I would be interested just
Hmm.
to see how Warner Bros has fucked up this time.